Hey, Razzballers. It's Wednesday, I think, today, apparently May 28th. Good to be here. Glad you joined us. And we're joined, as always, on Wednesday by the one, the only, Mr. Gray Albright. Mr. Albright, que pasa, sir?
Hey, what's up, brah?
Brah. Hey,
Uh,
do you like my haircut?
what's up?
Do you like my...
What's up?
I got a haircut yesterday. Do you
How,
like it?
how you doing, big man? What's the dilly?
I got it. It's so hot in Phoenix. I had to get my haircut yesterday. I went to Sports Clips for the first time. You ever been there?
Um, is this our sponsor?
Maybe.
Is this a really clunky commercial we're doing right now? Actually, I haven't been there, but I've heard great things.
You know what? Okay, and this they are not a sponsor yet, but I'll tell you what did happen yesterday. So I went. They put like a hot towel on your face. You get like a shoulder massage, a scalp massage. They cut your hair, and they face you in front of a television with ESPN on it. That was the only problem.
Hmm. They should be on Fantasy Sports Network.
Hey, bing, 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 bing. By the way, the eventually apparently we'll get on Fantasy Sports Network, but they love the hot sheet. They're going to put the Razzball hot sheet on there every day as well.
Very nice, Nick. You do a great job with that, by the way. I've been meaning to tell you.
Hey, thanks, bro. You know, man, it is shocking how much work goes into that. I get up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
I can see you on the monitor, just, you know, great.
Oh, I forgot there's video on this.
There is today. Hey, careful. Don't move your neck around too much. I don't want you to get a neck cramp a la you.
TV on the radio.
I lobbed you a softball there. TV on the radio, neck cramps, you, Darvish.
Yes, that is true. Aren't you going to ask me what I did for Memorial Day week?
I actually, 100%, that is the plan, but I wanted, you know, if people say, oh, there's too much jibber jabber, I was going to lead in with that and then shift. But okay, let's go backwards. Gray, how was your Memorial Day weekend?
Oh, pretty good. Thanks for asking.
What'd you do?
I went to Sports Clips, which is this. No, I didn't go to sports. I've never even heard of Sports Clips.
You live in a
I
bubble.
remember you said to me on Friday. Was it Friday last time we talked?
Yeah, I said, what movie are you going to go see?
Right. So this is kind of funny. It's funny to me at least. It's not probably funny in reality. So you asked me what movie I was going to see, and I couldn't come up with a title. I had no idea what was playing, right? So I had actually, like maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I had done a marketing. I had worked with the movie Neighbors for viral marketing. So that shows you how well I did because I couldn't even remember it was out, and I was working on their marketing team.
What do you mean you were working on their marketing team?
Yeah, well, they came to me and they were like, "We need funny ideas to do some viral marketing stuff." So I gave them some ideas, which they didn't use.
All right, well,
But
did they pay you at least?
I had totally forgotten that I had done that. And then I had forgotten, and then I didn't even know the movie was out, so obviously I didn't do a great job with their marketing.
Yeah. So just in case you don't know, Gray lives in a bubble. That he knows nothing of what is going on in the real world. He sits in his apartment. He gives Cougs foot massages and he answers your comments. I mean, that's what he does. He doesn't even interact on Twitter. I do at Nick Capozzi.
You know what's really surprising to a lot of people? In a bubble, you still have the dust.
You gotta Swiffer that shit.
Yeah. So some of the ideas that they shot down where I wanted to work 2 chains in.
Sorry, the movie Neighbors. I apologize. I'm out of the loop here. Fill me in. What's it? I don't
Not
even.
familiar with it either because the marketing did such a terrible job. No, actually, it made a lot of money for them. So I'm assuming the marketing did work.
Okay, but who's? I don't even know. Is it a comedy? It must have been if they were.
It is. Seth Rogen and Zac Efron. A frat moves next door to
Oh yeah.
a newly babied couple.
Right. Get off my lawn.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you'd think if you worked with some of these movie companies, you could get them to, be on the show. Hold on, we'll be right back after this commercial for.
Neighbors.
Yeah.
No, actually, it wasn't very good. So
If you go see Neighbors, be sure to enter the promo code Razzball when you buy your tickets.
It was terrible. No, seriously, why is it that movies now, like in the '80s, when we were growing up, when we were coming of age, when we were sewing our loins, we were going to movies that had like titties and girls' butts and vagina. Why? Why is it now we just see a bunch of guys naked? I don't understand. When did that start, and why is that a trend?
You're obviously not watching Game of Thrones.
Like, I want to go into a movie theater, and on both sides of the screen, I want it to be like giant vulva. That's all I want. Not bad. Did we just get dropped from this?
By the way, great. Just you know what? You want to get some swearing in? Do it today because, quite frankly, once we get on fantasy, you're gonna have to curb your.
Honestly, I'm sick of going to movies and getting a bunch of cock jokes. I want titty and ass and vagina jokes again.
Watch Game of Thrones.
Well, yeah, it's not bad.
There's more gratuitous nudity in that series.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I just started yesterday. I know everyone dies apparently.
What, season 1 or last episode?
No, season 1.
Oh.
Oh,
geez. All right, so in 2016 we'll talk about it.
No, I burned through series quick. I watched like the entire series of Breaking Bad in like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, get going, and then we'll talk about it in 3 weeks.
All right, good stuff. A little fantasy baseball. Yu Darvish has a neck cramp or something. I don't know. You had a good joke about the neck Viagra this morning in the Razzball rundown at razzball.com. What are your thoughts on you here? Because this is the second time he's had some neck area issues. He obviously didn't get the neck and shoulder massage at sportsclips.com.
Yeah, he's not getting the happy ending, apparently. I just want to go into a movie theater and have giant vulva on both sides of the screen.
I don't know that you would want that close of a close-up.
No,
You might want to move out on that. There you go. That's a bit too much vulva. Here we go.
I'm one of the culprits in this because one of my ideas for their marketing was I wanted them, Seth Rogen and Zac Efron, to go to 2 Chainz and be like, hey, we're sponsoring dildos in Japan, and we want to get a mold of your penis and we can sell it in Japan. And to see if 2 Chainz would do it. I thought it was awesome. I don't know what happened to that. Yeah, Yu Darvish has a stiff neck. I don't know. It sounds like it's going to be fairly minor. So
Yeah, but it's the second time he's had one.
yeah, no, I know. And the first time was fairly minor too. I think he missed 1 start. So it's not great, but as long as he's not out, I mean, I'd much rather a stiff neck than a sore shoulder or elbow or something.
Speaking of sore elbows, so Giordano Ventura, MRI came back negative, but dude's got a valgus extension overload. Now, as soon as I read that, what the hell is a valgus, and how do you overextend?
You have a valgus on both sides of the room.
Oh, today's show's already an unmitigated, awesome disaster.
I don't understand why it's this fascination with penises. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a homophobe. I don't care. I love gay people. I have gay friends. But seriously, even they'll admit that's like, what is the fascination with like straight men and doing comedy about penises? I just don't get it.
How do you overload your valgus?
Like, a friend of mine, I was actually talking to, I do have one friend. And I was talking to him about, besides Rudy, that is. And I was
What about me? We're not friends?
Fascination. No, this is a problem in American cinema right now. And see, I went to film schools. I can tell you about this. So I was saying to him, and he said it's all started back with Jim Morrison and his poem, A Lament to My Cock, I believe. Does this sound familiar?
No.
Maybe we'll get him on. He's an actor, so it'll be interesting. It'll be like fun time.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jim Morrison from The Doors.
I like my lads do that. It'll be fun time.
Hold on, let's go back to this. Are you and I not friends? I thought you, me, and Rudy. I thought Rudy and I were your only friends.
No, we're not really friends. We're
colleagues. Colleagues.
We're homies.
I've been defriended by Gray on the Razzball homepage.
Yeah, I'm taking this way off topic. So he was also in this conversation. He was saying that he was going for to do a TV movie with John Boyd, and John Boyd said to him, "Don't act, just talk to me. I'll do all the acting." I told him, I was like, John Boyd's trying to get the Emmy. Meantime, everyone's going to forget who you are. Don't listen to his advice. All right, so go ahead. Ventura. Yeah, that sounds terrible. The prognosis isn't great for keepers at all. I would see if I could get anything in a keeper, because the likelihood is that he's probably going to need major arm surgery within a year to 18 months. That's what most of the people are saying who have a lot more knowledge on arm injuries than I do.
On valgus overloads?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hopefully. Now in redraft leagues, I mean, I don't know. I guess in some leagues, he's droppable maybe if it's a shallow enough league, but I'm gonna hold on to him and see what happens. I'm not expecting much after this news, but hopefully he gives us the next 3 months of decent pitching.
Yeah, the only reason to watch the Royals was Ventura. Hanley Ramirez, he's back in the lineup. You feeling comfortable with him right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna be I think he's just a matter of being motivated. At some point...
You're kidding. Hanley motivation issues?
Yeah, exactly. He's like a mini Manny. I think, yeah, I mean, it's just a matter... At some point, it's going to click, and, like, last year, for whatever reason, he was motivated. And this year, it doesn't seem like he is as much, but I don't know. That could change at any point. It's really hard to say with Hanley. You just got to ride the wave.
We should put that in the glossary for slacker players, mini Mannies.
Yeah, mini Manny.
All right. Either of these outfielders more than just a hot schmatato. I mean, I'm not a big Chris Davis guy. The only reason I like him is because occasionally you'll send out someone a trade offer and they think it's the other Chris Davis. And AJ Pollock. I like Pollock. Him I like. I like Whitefish. Either of those guys more than a hot schmatato, or are we just in...
I always thought it was Pollock. Yeah, I think both of them actually. I mean, you know, again, it depends on the league and depends on how shallow it is. But Chris Davis, I like a lot. Yeah,
but Chris Davis hasn't been that great.
Yeah, no, he's got good power though. He kind of reminds me of Nelson Cruz, where he's just late developing power guy. Maybe like worst case example is Ryan Ludwig, where you get 30 homers and a middling average. I think probably best case is Nelson Cruz, but he's not going to get any steals where Nelson Cruz could still, Nelson Cruz, at least at one point, he was a 15 steal guy. He's not really that anymore, but I think, but Chris Davis, though, his average, he was getting really unlucky. So I think the turnaround with power and average could coincide right now. I mean, the power is starting to come around. I grabbed him in our RCL league just because I need power so badly. The team is such a mess for power.
You want to make a trade?
That's what happened, because I draft for power too. It's just such a disaster when it comes to power.
You want to make a trade right here on the show?
I tried to trade with you.
No, you offered me schmutz.
Front fielder, and you laughed at me. Right now, you'd be laughing at me now. You laughed at me, but I'd be laughing at you, but you'd be laughing at me.
All right, on this team, this is the Razzball Expert League team. Here's what I need. I need some runs, and I need some saves. Who you got?
Whoever I have whatever you need.
Okay.
Actually, runs and saves are what I actually have. I could trade you Soriano and
I don't want Soriano.
Who? Rafael Soriano?
Oh, Rafael Soriano.
Yeah, yeah. Alfonso's not getting any saves.
Wait a minute. Where are you in this, Gray?
Huh? What do you mean?
What's your team name here in the RCL?
Team Albright? What are you talking about?
Oh, here. Oh, you're just right ahead of me. You're just right above. I thought you were higher up. All right.
No.
Here, let me put you on a rant here, and I'm going to look up a trade for us. Going back real quick to Ventura, is there a pattern with all these elbow injuries? I mean, I know we've kind of touched around this before, but I think it's these guys they're small. A lot of these guys that are throwing but really, they're 5'8", 5'9", like Stroman, Ventura, and they're throwing a million miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
No.
Okay, I'll take Rafael Soriano.
Okay.
Okay, who do you want for Soriano? Actually, can you trade me 2 closers in this league? No way.
Nah, I can't trade 2 closers right now. Let me see.
What about Michael Brantley?
I need power.
Power I got.
I'll take.
You don't even know who I have. How about Mark Reynolds for Soriano?
How silly do you feel for trading for Matt Kemp? Do you feel really silly about that?
Yeah, I do. I do actually.
No. Now I'm the questioner, and you're the answerer. How do you feel right now?
Hey, what about what's the ETA on Aram?
You'll trade me Aramis Ramirez?
Yeah, possibly.
Oh wow. Oh Nick. What a joy.
Hold on, what's his?
I'll give you anyone for Aramis Ramirez. And when you're saying Aramis Ramirez, I feel like you're just handing me a gift. How about Adam Jones, Julio Teheran, and Michael Brantley for Aramis Ramirez?
You're laughing, but
I would be privileged to own Aramis Ramirez, who shouldn't be owned in this league. That Aramis Ramirez.
Are you kidding? Okay. What about?
He's been DL'd for 3 years.
Listen, you got Chris Davis, buddy, on your team. What about Adam Dunn?
No, wait. Let's hold on a second, because this is serious. So, Aramis Ramirez in 2013, that was last year, he had 12 homers and he hit 280. That Aramis Ramirez, because I'd really like him on my team. I mean, this is why you can't trade in these leagues. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
You're offering Aramis Ramirez.
All right. What do you give me for Cespedes?
That's a pet peeve.
All right. Listen, I tell you what. We'll talk after this because as exciting as this is for you and I,
this would actually be fair. I don't know if you want to make a fair trade or if you just want me to.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute.
Ramirez. Actually, I'll give you Joe Smith for Aramis Ramirez. That would be fair.
Okay. You buying, selling, or holding on Jay Bruce?
Well, I did just sell him. I sold him for Longoria, but that was the T-hole, so
that was crazy. That was a terrible deal.
Yeah, but at the time, though, it seemed pretty fair. If you want, we can go back and play the old video.
No, it's okay.
It seemed fair to you and to Rudy. You both were like, that's a fair trade for T-Hole.
All right.
I guess we'll see. It's still early. Jay Bruce could get hot, and Longoria could get hurt. Knock on wood. I think, yeah. I mean, I like Jay Bruce though. I don't mind him. I didn't. It wasn't like I traded him just to get him off my team because I think he's garbage. I think he's totally capable of getting hot, but you know, with the knee surgery and then coming back that fast, I don't know. I'd be concerned, to be honest. I wouldn't rank him where I had him in the preseason. That's for sure. He's probably more like a second outfielder now, whereas I thought he was a first outfielder.
All right, what about Elvis Andrus and Soriano for Cespedes?
Elvis Andrus and Soriano for Cespedes.
Yeah.
Wow. You basically want me to give you my whole team, and then you give me back a guy who is performing mediocrely.
Okay.
Be fair. Be fair. I mean, you're not giving me a guy who's like, it's not like, oh, here's Brian Dozier. I mean, it's not like you're trying to sell high. You're basically selling low and buying high. And
Okay, you got a counter for that?
do I have a counter?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll counter with you. I'm not gonna do it. We should move on because this is boring for other people. I mean, I can only imagine. I'll look at your team now.
All right.
I know I don't want to trade for Seth Smith. I'll put that out there.
Okay. We're not concerned about Jason Grilli not getting the closer job back in Pittsburgh, right? I mean, Melanson is still closer right now, but that's just because they're working him back in. Grilli back in, right?
Yeah, it is. That was odd that, I mean, he got the save on Friday, and then he didn't get the save again for a few days, which was really kind of bizarre because, I mean, it seemed like the save again back from the DL, he was, is someone else in the studio?
No, I'm just sitting back getting comfortable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, make yourself comfortable. I mean, I just feel like Grilli proved that he could close on Friday, and then he didn't come back again for, you know, for as many days as he didn't come back, which was like, I think it's been like 4 days now, which either strikes me as a situation where the Pirates are not being honest about an injury that he still has or that he's nursing, or there's something else going on. I don't know. It's kind of weird because if he comes back from the DL, you would assume maybe not the next day, but you would assume by Sunday he'd be ready to throw again. So I think something is up. I would definitely hold on to Melanson.
What is it with you and name pronunciations?
I have no idea. What it was, Melanson?
Melanson.
Melanson. You gotta admit that it looks like it would be a hard C. It looks like a hard C. It looks like a hard C.
Hey, so George Springer is red hot. You gonna sell high on him, or do you want to hold and see what he's doing? And actually, just before you get into that, little spin-off here, I was noting this morning the Astros actually have some serviceable fantasy, you know, especially starters for the first time in forever.
Yeah. McHughes and Kugel.
Yeah. Keuchel? I don't know.
I like Kugel. You soak the noodles overnight in the milk, and then you put it in the oven, and you have a delicious Kugel.
George Springer.
Actually, their peripherals are both really good. They're not. It's not like they're getting lucky either of them, depending on how fancy you are in your either pronunciation.
Yeah. Actually, take out McHugh's one bad start where you give up the 6 runs. The ZRA would be about 2.4, and he's getting more than a K an inning. So.
I know about that bad start because that was the one start I owned him for. Really nice.
All right, George Springer, you selling high?
I mean, it's like anything. I think that's another pet peeve of mine. For someone who didn't have pet peeves last week, I sure got a lot right now.
You're high maintenance, man.
It's like when people were like in the comments, like, "Oh, sell high or hold." It's like, well, anyone is, for a right price, anyone is worth selling. I mean, I would sell Trout for the right price. So sell high or hold is just like kind of ridiculous. But sell high, On Springer, yes, for the right price. I do think he is this good, though. I mean, if that's what
Okay, that's kind of the question, Gray.
the question is really leading towards,
Yes.
whether or not he is this good, he is. I mean, he was this good in the minors. That's why he was owned coming out of spring training, even though he wasn't in the majors yet. It was a foregone conclusion that he was going to be great once he got to the majors. Now, did I think he'd be great this fast? No, not necessarily, but he is really good, and he hasn't even really shown his speed yet. He's a 30, 15 guy, I think, maybe even more than 15 steals. I mean, he's young and he's pretty fast. I like him a lot.
All right, good stuff. Chris Owings, you got any thoughts on him?
No. Should I?
All right, let me ask you this: Owings or Colton Wong?
Wong for sure.
Okay.
Sorry, I was answering the email. Go ahead. No, Owings, I have no comment on Owings. He is what he is. I mean, he's a middle infidel. Hopefully that works out for you if you're in a deep league.
All right, pick one of Arcia or Calhoun. Rest of season.
Rest of the season, it kind of depends on needs. Calhoun has a little bit of speed. I would probably go Arcia. Oswaldo.
I know you like him. You're a big fan of his.
I am. I like Oswaldo. I like Chris Davis as well. Chris with a K.
Yeah, I like Chris with a C, Davis. But
yeah, if I had him, I would trade him. I would trade Rafael Soriano for Chris Davis.
These are why I can't make a deal with you.
No, you can. You just gotta be reasonable. I mean, come on. Aramis Ramirez? Ridiculous. It's almost as ridiculous as you trading Tanaka for Matt Kemp. Oh, you already did that. Oh.
Okay, what's the story there with Kemp? Because I thought, actually...
It's the story is you should have traded the #1 pitcher for.
Look, you know what? I was ahead in starts. This was a couple of weeks ago. I was waiting for him to warm up. But why is he glued to the bench? I mean, what's happening there? I don't understand.
No, it's radio, TV. Yeah, God, leave me alone. I think something's going on with. I think Mattingly and him I don't know. They're at odds, maybe. Something's going on that we don't fully know the whole picture. I don't think. I wouldn't be surprised if he's traded mid-season to another team. It seems like this is heading south real fast. Otherwise, he's hiding, or otherwise there's an injury that we don't know about. There's something going on. You don't bench Matt Kemp for 5 days straight.
Yeah, but if there was an injury, they would have made some sort of announcement.
But you don't bench him to play Andre Ethier, where Ethier. It's not like Ethier was hitting that well up until last night. I mean, he got a homer last night, but before that, he wasn't doing that well. And then and Matt Kemp wasn't doing that poorly. So you don't bench him 5 days in a row just simply because of defense. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, because the like with Ethier and Kemp, even if they were platooning, you would have Kemp in there at least 2 of those 5 days. You wouldn't bench him for 5 straight days. I mean, for what? So he can learn the playbook? What's going? It's baseball. Go out in the outfield, catch the fly ball if it's hit to you. What's to learn? It's not like he was a bad defensive outfielder to begin with. I mean, he was whatever. It was fine compared to like some of the guys that are playing outfield on some major league teams. It's like, yeah, Kemp's totally a reasonable defensive player. I mean, he's not that bad that you bench him for 5 days. I mean, Billy Martin never benched Reggie Jackson for 5 days, and Reggie used to sit on his hands in the outfield. It's like ridiculous.
Reggie Jackson. Speaking of which, you know what? We should have like a gray chocolate bar. It can be slightly bitter, but it makes you laugh when you chew on it.
Like that.
We're going to work on some Razzball related products. We need a mustache wax. Actually, I was talking yesterday because Guru's up in Maine. We should start like the Dirty Bug Lobster Company and drop ship lobster across America.
Has anyone done any research into how to make my sarcastic echo a reality?
No, but we're working on getting it as a sounder.
We're working as getting as a sounder.
Gray, thanks for joining us today on Razzball Radio. We'll be back on Friday, and we'll take questions from you. If you got questions for Gray, you can tweet me at Nick Capozzi or email me nick@razzball.com, and I will roll them out to you on Friday, brother.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, not sure who we got on tomorrow. Might be Rudy if he's available. Otherwise, we'll probably get Sky in here, although Sky's pissing me off. Sky's got to go.
He's gone. He's gone.
He's gone. All right, we're out of here. Talk to you tomorrow, guys.